I'm a fan of the star we are.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cowboy.
And I'm Princess Angie, and you are tuned in to The Star We Are.
Hi, this is Jane Slater, and you are listening to The Star We Are.
Plugged in and switched on. This is The Star We Are, live.
Heyo, let's go.
Yeah, there's the applause. I got used to it.
Let's go. Too used to it. You gotta have it.
Oh, well, yeah. What?
Guys.
Can you hear me?
You did. You froze for just a second, but you are good to go.
Dang computer, man. Anyway, enough bad luck. I'm ready for some good luck. So let's get this party started. It's been a crazy day. Happy Thursday, by the way. Please, very happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, guys.
We are, if you guys don't know, you should know, The Star We Are. I am Slammin' Sammy.
I am Landry's Legend.
I'm your man, Jimmy J's here. We got another good one lined up for you. We won't waste any of your time. We will get right into it. Let's show them the game plan, guys. What do we have to do? What's on the board? Well, first, so we switched it up. It used to be the kickoff. Now it's the game plan. The kickoff's going to be the first segment. And then, of course, you know we got to have it. We're going to have some news by the lady who says it all. Sammy's going to be right with us, telling us the news, telling us, giving us some updates. And then also back during that will be some more updates by our man Landry's Legend. He'll come through. He'll tell us some dates and some updates. So make sure you're paying attention so you can get those, some info and some things coming up, maybe Star Wars related, maybe Cowboys related, of course. And then Jimmy's going to call it. What is he going to call? Not Ghostbusters, not 911. Top 5 premonitions of the 2025 season.
Oh,
big news, guys. I'm calling 5 things. They're guaranteed. They're locked in. I told you the spirits of the NFL give them to me. I get them every year. Didn't I say Saquon Barkley MVP last year, but I put him runner-up? Remember? I moved him to runner-up. Where did he finish, guys? Runner-up MVP. Okay, I digress. Then, of course, we'll have some halftime. Got to get into halftime for you. Get some refreshments. Get some snacks. Okay, we'll get it moving. Work schedule. If you see Jimmy sweating over here, it's because we got a work schedule to look at.
Mm-hmm.
The path is laid out. The mission lies before us. We're going to take a look at it, see exactly what we got to do to accomplish it, and see what exactly is the half of least resistance. What half? Home half? Away half? We'll take a look at the difference in the home game schedule and the away game schedule, and you guys tell us, we'll tell you which we think is the half of least resistance and how we win this football season and come out NFC East Division winners. Then we'll take a look at some recent history. Cowboys related, NFL related, Star We Are related. I don't know. Stick around, find out. And then your man Jimmy will give you the full 2-minute spiel and let you know all about what you just missed if you tuned in late. And so that's our show for today. I'm excited to get into it. With the kickoff, guys, let's go ahead and run it. The very first brand new kickoff is just simply how we doing for the week. How's everybody going? Chat, let us know. Sam, how you feeling? Landry, how you feeling?
Well, I can tell you, I feel like it's not May. I feel like it's August. I feel like it's football time. But we have a long ways to go. So how I'm feeling is hype, but I don't know. It's just not time yet, but I'm there. I'm hype. I'm so ready.
Well, I'm still kind of riding from the free agency. I'm still very excited about what the totality of free agency ended up being, and I'm waiting to go into full on mode pretty much on this show with you guys while we dive into the schedule.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I agree. So my week has been good. Warm. So if you see man Jimmy sweating today, I'm replacing an AC unit, so I've got it off. So I'm dealing with a little bit of heat inside, but that's okay. Brand new unit coming in tomorrow, so that's all right. That's my week. That's how life is going. Life is going to life as always. How's everybody in the chat doing? Let us know. We're gonna get right into this. We got some comments here. Landry. Find a razor. Tom Landry did not have hair on his face, so Chuck Dunaway says he's going to need the season. That's right. We got Micah stopping in saying howdy. All right, we're going to get right into it, guys. We have news always, every week. There's always something new, every day, every hour, every minute. And we've got the best news lady, we think, on this side of the podcast for sure. And so without further ado, Slammin' Sammy with the news.
Yay! Hello! and I hope I have enough for you today. My day's been a little hectic, to say the least, so I tried to get what I could. Found some pretty interesting things in there, so here we go. First things first, schedule just got announced. Everybody's excited, and so are the ticket prices. I was actually looking, you're just kind of into it. One of the big games that we have, of course, is the Chiefs game on Thanksgiving. At AT&T Stadium, tickets are already for like $360 to $400 a piece for nosebleed seats. The most I've ever paid is $200 a ticket, so this is wild, but I'm still gonna make a way to make it work. Anyways, the other one, but hear this. So the home opener tickets versus the Giants, same sections that are $360 for the Chiefs is $147. You can get standing room for $55 so far for home opener. But I would hate to go to Philly. Big hype. You know, everybody's talking. The feuds are back. They're alive. Everybody has that fire back under them. Tickets in Philly for the Cowboys-Eagles game are $538, and that is saying it's an amazing deal.
Mm-hmm.
Insanity. Just with how early it is in the season, I thought that was absolutely insane.
By the way, I would want to go to Philadelphia. I definitely would be there just as proud, fanning responsibly, but just I'll take it. I'll take the abuse.
See, I just meant
That's right.
ticket price-wise, but yeah.
Oh,
Here's the thing. I'm with you, Landry. I would go, but I just know I'm captain fan responsibly over here, and one of them bird boys gonna make me do something irresponsible. So I can't go, man. I can't do it.
I wonder which. Okay. Anyway, so next thing I did look up, it's kind of general Cowboys news. There is no updates on Micah Parsons' contract, but if any of you watched his podcast today, it looks like they put Steven under a little bit of pressure. They put him on the chat, let him see the chat on the podcast. Everybody was saying, pay Micah. So, I'm hoping that's a good sign. Speaking of signing, as of May 12th, Jadon Blue did get us 4-year, $4.627 million contract with us with a $427,000 bonus. So welcome officially, Jadon. Switching sports, but still Dallas related, the Dallas Stars. In their series right now versus the Jets, they are 3-1, or 3 wins, 1 loss. Game 5 is tonight, and there's actually, go Stars. There's actually a player playing tonight. I'm probably going to butcher his name. I'm so sorry. Miro Heiskanen. I knew I was going to butcher it. Anyway, he's back after a 42-game absence. I didn't look into the details of that because I was a little curious. So a regular season hockey game, 82 games, 41 away, 41 home. They have it broke down into things, but then if they make it to the playoffs, that's another 28 games into the Stanley Cup championships. I think that is crazy for how aggressive hockey is. I mean, that is a lot of.
No, it's actually just like the NBA playoffs, right? They're both 82-game regular seasons, and they're both very long playoffs. Like it takes 3 months to get through the playoffs if you go all the way.
I think that's insane.
NHL and NBA playoffs, which I just recently learned not too long ago from Landry, they go hand in hand. So like the same series, conference, East, West, they're all like scheduled the same every other day and stuff. They're basically right. Yeah, they'll both finish in the same week.
I hate that, but I like that because I don't know. There's always a sport on at least.
Keeps you something to do till football season.
Right. Let me see. Okay, so I got a little bit of NBA news. I'm so sorry, I'm so bad at keeping up with that. So I have not been keeping up with that. But I did look and see that the Knicks are still beating the Celtics. It is 3-2, or 3 wins for the Knicks, 2 wins for the Celtics. The winner of them plays the Pacers, who won 4-1 against the Cavaliers. And then I have the OKC Thunder are beating the Nuggets. I wanted to say this, Thunder Nuggets. I just feel like that is such a catchy phrase. Anyway, they are winning against the Nuggets 3-2 right now. And the winner of them plays the Timberwolves, who are, from what I see, dominating, like 4-1, beat the Warriors, and then so on and so forth. But yeah, so the winner of these games and the next games are it. Those are the finals. Sorry, like I said, today was crazy, but that's some all over sports news I have for you.
Lovely. I love it. Got to keep up with the NBA, NHL, because like you said, when we were talking about they run concurrent, I don't always get to watch them all, and so there you go. Eric has stopping by. He has said, "Hey guys, we got a few people in the chat. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll give you a quickly little reminder before Landry gives you some updates. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. If you're in with us right now, just tap the like, maybe hit a little share, get it out there, see if we can get some more guys viewing and tuned into one of the best Cowboys podcasts there is. Not bragging. I'm just stating facts. It's in a book somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, we'll move right along. Mr. Landry is going to give us, like I said, some dates and some updates. So you go right ahead, Mr. Landry. We'll bring up the fan responsibly pay. Are you look at this? The man's got it ready to go.
Yeah, we got it. I mean, the Star We Are updates are going to be fairly quick and simple. They're we still have the jersey raffle that we talked about last week, going to be starting somewhere right before the beginning of the season. We just found out, what was it, last night on Cowboys Cave, that, and who's got the date for it? We're going to be at the Green Bay game for the third annual Cowboys Cave tailgate. And that is, what's the date on that?
Sunday, September 28th.
There you go. Sunday, September 28th. Huge deal. We're going to talk more about that as the show goes on. As far as the Cowboys go, now we're through free agency. The league year starts, at the beginning of free agency. Now that free agency is over, we're talking about playing football. We've got organized team activities on June 10th through 12th. Then you're looking at training camp starting. No official date yet. The last week of July, the 26th, 7th, 8th. I know a lot of you are probably familiar with that. And then the big one for us, since we're gearing up, these guys, and my two teammates here are ready for the football season. Like both of them were talking about it as soon as we saw the schedule. I still got to get to training camp and see what this team looks like in person when they come back to Frisco. And I believe we determined that to be the week of the 21st through the 25th of August. There'll be 2 dates, sometimes 3. Again, none of there's not nailed down official dates, but that will be training camp in the last week of July and training camp in Frisco, a couple open practices in the first week of August, or third week of August.
Sweet.
And on we go.
That's the big one for me. I really love it. It's so much fun. Sam finally got to make it out last year. Finally got to do some newsing, some on the site, interviewing, some question asking, some autograph signing,
some behind the scenes,
camp.
And I was just talking to myself, talking about how excited I was to come. I hope I can freaking make it. I'm gonna be a fool just like I was last year.
Every other year I've ever went, it was the actual practice and the availability and the intimacy of getting to see the Dallas Cowboys. Last year it was all talk. Practice was fun, but really, post practice was a riot last year. Everybody was hanging out in the Omni.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I will never forget the Omni. Oh no, I can't hear you guys. Is my internet messing up?
I was muted. No. It was just me. I did that. I hit the wrong button. Yeah, it was Marshawn come through. Jane Slater was coming through. Law Nation and his whole crew was in the building.
We're all setting up for a show. It was awesome.
Lando. Yeah, it was super fun. So
God,
hopefully we get to see
Texas
some of you guys out there.
Stepping outside throwing bombs, 75-yard bombs.
So look, we got some foreshadowing. Eric says he likes the schedule, and we're going to tell you how much we like and love it as well, Eric.
Before we do that, though.
Yeah, before we do that,
we got one more
he's going to try to make it to
before we
Denver.
get all into this. Okay,
we do. So before we get to halftime and before we get to the next segment, before we get to the schedule, Jimmy's got to call it. I have to do it once again. What am I going to call? I told you at the game plan of the show. I told you what it was going to be. I'm going to give you the top 5 premonitions of the 2025 season. I'm going to give them to you. So without further ado, let me get just a little. We can't have no silence here. I've got to channel it. Give me just a second, because I don't even know them yet. Okay, I'm getting them right now. Give me just a second, guys. What's that? Boom, number 5. I'm sorry to say it, NFL. I hate to tell you, but we can't beat Kyler. The Cowboys are going to lose at home against the Cardinals. Be mad at me, be happy with me. I'm sorry. These things just come to me. Give me a second. Number 4 is on the way. 4? That's funny that it's number 4 because 4 is the number I'm getting here, Coach. I've got the Cowboys will be the 4th best running team in the NFL this year. Bookmark that. Schottenheimer, Clayton Adams, this run game will be the 4th best run team in the NFL. Here it comes, number three. Oh, well, I've already called this one. Shedeur, week 4. I'm pretty sure in a Shedeur Sanders week 4 starter of the Cleveland Browns, that's no doubt. That's going to happen. That's an easy one. That one's been in my mind for weeks to come here. So Chuck, bear with me. They're coming. Maybe you'll like the next couple. Let me see. Okay, Cowboys fans, I've got some good news coming in right now. Dan Quinn can't win. After a 2-2 start, the Washington Commanders will go under 500 until week 15. Okay, I don't know how I know that. I don't know why I know that. I don't know how, but it just came to me. They'll start 2-2 and they'll stay under 500 till week 15. Bookmark it. If you're a betting person, bookmark it. Speaking of bets, the Cowboys are at 7.5 wins right now. Go make the over. That's free money. Number 1 coming to me right now. Number 1 coming. What's that? Not Pittsburgh? He's not going to Pittsburgh? St. Rogers. Excuse me, Aaron Rodgers is going to go to the New Orleans Saints? Are you kidding me? Because Derek Carr, it makes sense. I get it. All right. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The spirits of the NFL have spoken. They've talked to me. Jimmy has laid it out for you. Top 5 premonitions of the 2025 NFL season. Guys, are you buying any of those?
Best run team in the NFL. I mean, look at this. That's my favorite one. Where's Sam?
Sam, you're muted.
Yeah. I'm writing this one down. We are going to make
it
into existence because as soon as you said it, all right, Jimmy, this one's going in. I'm remembering this one.
Oh, a really impressive segment. Shedeur, that started by week 4. It could be before that, and for sure, I'm loving the rhyming the last couple of weeks. The 4th best run defense in the NFL, associating that with the number, that's really good. I haven't heard anybody really talking anything past Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers, and if and when that's going to happen. So bringing that around to Derek Carr, I think they're all good. Excellent.
Yeah. No, listen, I guys, it's not me. Okay, I would love to take credit for them. Trust me.
That's why I added the little ghost on mine.
That's right. It's the spirits of all the Super Bowl streakers, of all the great quarterbacks, of all the, I channel it and it tells me what I need to know. Kyle is jumping in the building, says, "Hey, what's up? Welcome in, Kyle. How's it going?" So, guys, halftime, really quick. Make sure. Yeah, I always do the mouth whistle, and we've got a whistle right here for you. It is halftime, ladies and gentlemen. Take a break, get some refreshments, get some juice, do what you got to do, grab some food. Make sure, like I said, if you're a betting person, write down all the, updates and everything we gave you. Make sure you show up to all the things. Make sure you write down the premonitions so you can stay locked in. You can stay tuned in with the news, with the updates from Landry, Jimmy calling all the most important things. I might have some hockey and NBA predictions coming up next week. I don't know. I usually NFL news. We'll see what the ghosts say. But fan responsibly. Please fan responsibly. Like, subscribe, turn on the noties. That's all you got to do. We love you guys. It's one of the freest things you can do and one of the most valuable things you can do for us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn on the notifications, and always fan responsibly.
Woo-hoo!
So that is halftime. We got to get into it.
Oh, we're getting into it. Oh yeah.
Who said it? Let me. Chuck. The schedule is very rough. We finna get into this rough schedule. But before we do, let's take a nice little break. Let's wrap up the offseason from the moves we made to the draft to the big news, post draft. Let's take a look and just wrap it all together and take a look at some of the faces. Your Cowboys 2025 offseason.
They said, "What's in the cup?"
It's a shotty.
Work out, they get so excited to play football, until they come across Tyler Booker. And then when I'm going after you, quarter after quarter, play after play, series after series, and I start to see that love leave their eyes, like that's what makes me love the game. Like I just really love.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Wilson hooks a pass, looking, end zone! George Pickens climbs the ladder for the touchdown!
Okay, so I cannot confess to you how many times I threw my hands up and screamed. I'm so ready. That was amazing.
So that was
So
the
ready.
idea. Right,
That's
This is a new team. This is not last year's 7-10 team with with Dak Prescott being hurt half the year and a ton of run game holes. It's entirely this is not the same team, so we don't know yet. But that gives you a lot to get excited about.
Oh, you opening with that
They
shoddy.
did a lot more in the past couple of years than they had in free agency. Yeah, it's a shoddy.
Yes, that's a shot. I'm telling you. Look, Texas Live, AT&T, they better all get on board. Those things are selling like hotcakes. If they just say it's Tito's and some water and some lemon, and that's it. Sell some
3
shotties.
lemons specifically.
3 lemons specifically. That's right. He said
I
you
don't
have
think
to
I could drink it,
Hang
but
on,
I want to.
Hold on, I missed this part. It is a certain drink, and that is how it's made. Oh, that's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Tito's,
Yeah,
water,
we-
lemonade, and 3 lemons.
Yep, and then
Right.
CD was
Sam,
like
go
the
ahead.
shoddy McLovin. I watched that whole segment. Like I didn't watch the whole thing.
He said,
but I
Shoddy
watched
said,
all of it.
you could just stay hydrated and have fun.
So on riding the hype wave, give me a transition and let's take this new team on into this new
Ooh.
schedule that we just saw.
Where are we
last night.
going? We got some work. We got some work to do.
I don't know.
Here we go. It's time. It's go time now. So
Right off the bat, general observations.
I just have to share how serious I am real quick. Like this is my phone screen. Like
Mm-hmm.
we are legitimately in deep right now.
General observations.
But
The best Thanksgiving game in 10 years.
yeah, but I think it would have
I'll
been
give you
good
that.
versus the Commanders too. Like
It would have
with
been
the
good
way
versus the Commanders, but they couldn't schedule that. Didn't they just do that twice in a row? He said, or 2 out of 3 years.
But
And it-
I feel like I always thought that was the tradition. Like I feel like Chiefs are okay too because it's Cowboys versus Indians. But I
It's-
feel like
it's
I
very
know
common.
that's messed up. But
No, it's very common that it's at least an NFC East opponent. So
Yeah.
it's not often we get to see anybody but New York or Washington. But
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
the later the bye, the better for me. I'm okay with week 10 bye. It falls right in the middle. You know what I mean? We
well,
get
that's
9
great.
games and 8
That's
games.
about as late as you can go. What 13 or 14 is the latest you can go.
13 or 14, right? Which is ideal just because you feel like you get that second win later. And so
Well,
I
I
prefer
mean,
it later. But
I
I
feel
agree
like
with
we'll
you.
need a break.
I also
after.
feel like there's been a year where we had that early bye week 4 and we were trying to get to it immediately. Like we need to
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So it depends on when it falls versus when you need it.
See,
so
and I don't
so
know-
obviously
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead, Sam.
Well, I was just gonna say, and I don't know if any of these games. I mean, New York maybe, but I don't know if any of these games are gonna be easy enough. Like I hope to give us like a break before bye week. Like I feel like this is a pretty fight
Well,
schedule.
unfortunately,
I definitely see beatable teams. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, but I don't think they're gonna be.
as far as right before the bye, though, we've already got the premonition. That's an L. So we better come off that bye and get back door with a
And so
W
here's what we're
against
doing, Sam.
Oakland.
Since everybody, everybody's pouring over the schedule and so forth, we'll wait until it's closer to the season to start breaking down game by game by game and saying we think we'll win that one, we don't think we'll win that one. But it's just some general things. Linebacker and cornerback availability for me is gonna be a big determination on how difficult this schedule is. When do we have either Siobhan Rebel or Trey Nixon? Does DeMarvion Overshown come back before week 10?
Right.
Oh, I hope.
No,
I
that-
hope.
Those people's availability is going to determine that front half of the schedule for me.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it a little later too. But surprisingly, the Cowboys have 4 straight opponents that had 14 wins just last season, and 6 straight opponents that had at least 11 wins last season. And we'll go over that specific stretch later. I like the first game against Philly, obviously, because we would love to shut down Banner Night. Right? Let's roll up into Philly and ruin Banner dropping night.
Oh yeah.
No.
And that's true. It's a lot of things, right? Banner night, you never get to open against Philadelphia. And in fact, it seems like recently we've been playing Philadelphia back to back in the last quarter of the season.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
and you want to start their Super Bowl slump bad.
Plus, if you can get through them, those next 2 games look a lot more winnable.
Very winnable.
Now to me.
Right.
They look winnable now.
Oh, you don't think Chicago's going to be tough this year? Or okay, well,
they'll be better.
Yeah.
You know
oh,
I do.
I don't know why I even said that.
Not
Yeah.
And again, I think, like Landry said, linebacker, cornerback availability will matter. Here's one thing, just kind of generally looking at it, general observation. I'm sort of confident in that first week just because the element of surprise, right? Shoddy, Clayton Adams, this offense has nothing on film for the NFL. While some people might have some stuff with what Clayton Adams likes to do, with what, Eberflus likes to do, maybe what Schottenheimer, who he's worked with in the past, some teams may know. But as far as this team's formula, there's nothing on film or paper yet. So the element of surprise kind of does exist. You're good, Sam. Yeah, we'll get her. She'll be right back. No, so I really like the element of surprise there, Coach. Of course, I dig, obviously, week 2 opening a home game. We usually try to make the first home game of the season so that looks like a W. It's always good to go see a W. Green Bay's big for me.
Green Bay's big for Cowboys Nation. Like I already mentioned, Green Bay is the game. And the fact that they gave us the 7 p.m. game, and the guys did a great job over at the Cave on schedule, picking that day.
They did.
They talked about the days that were available, that it could have possibly been, just taking it up a notch again.
No, they did. And kind of just speaking on some general schedule stuff right now, one of the time when you look at some of the things, I think we've got a week, I can't remember what week it is, but it's Jets versus Steelers, right? And it's later in the season, and it's almost like, are they priming us for it's a prime time game? Why are the Jets and Steelers prime time game? Unless it's literally Justin Fields versus Aaron Rodgers, right? They switch. Aaron Rodgers with the Jets last year, Justin Fields with the Steelers last year. They both let them go. They swapped teams. Which quarterback helped which team? Like kind of the whole scenario's there for them. Because otherwise,
that can't be true. Because that can't be true though. Because your top premonition was that Aaron Rodgers is going to the Saints. So. You blew that out the water.
I know. I'm just speculating. Everybody thinks Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying the NFL scheduled that game at a prime time because the reason I ask is because are the Jets and Steelers worth watching this year by week? I think it's 8 or 9. They're probably both under 500, especially if it's Mason Rudolph and But I'm just saying.
You taught me that that's not the case with Mike Tomlin. Now the Jets are going to be bad, but the Steelers could be watchable.
They're historic. They've got a good fan base. They're watching it. But Pittsburgh Jets just doesn't scream prime time unless it's literally Rodgers versus Fields. Watch that game get flexed if Aaron Rodgers is not a Steeler. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. I did wanted to bring up, what was it? It must have been on First Things First. I don't know if it had to be yesterday's episode. You know what? I just decided I don't want to misspeak because I'm wondering if I may have somehow seen a previous year's episode. Earlier today, they said that the Chiefs were the first team in 9 years to play on Christmas and Thanksgiving. And I'm thinking, we're playing on Christmas and Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure. And they were making a big deal of it. But now I'm thinking maybe I was watching a last year episode.
Yeah, I'm not real sure. I thought when you got froze there for a second, it's because we got Sammy's snack for the day. With some marshmallow pies going on. What was that just went down, Sam?
So actually, trying to distract Everett. So I went and got him an ice cream cone, and it has a little chocolate shell and the little peanuts on top. Well,
Drumstick.
Drumstick, that's what they're called, duh. Well, he doesn't like
It
that
is.
part, so I took it and ripped it off, and I ate it for him. Like, that's my favorite part of a drumstick, besides eating the cone. Like,
So it's the very end with the chocolate.
Man, well, I get the drumsticks that have like the fudge through the center and the caramel through the center, and then they're chocolate and they're vanilla. But drumsticks are my favorite.
I'm seeing a segment come to me now as the food creeps in once an episode. I'm thinking we might need a stadium foods episode, like stadium foods that Sam wants to try, because there's some crazy stuff out there. Yeah.
Deal. I would do that. AT&T Stadium put me on a snack I eat all the time now. So
Sammy's sponsored snacks. It needs to be the halftime show. We need to be sponsored by a couple different snack people. Sammy needs to just go to town during the halftime, just loading her mouth full of them while reading a whole dialogue that we can't even understand because her cheeks are doing this. Because her mouth's just full of the snacks.
What's the AT&T snack that they put you on?
For the macaroni balls, they're deep fried macaroni with a little green onions. Oh my God, Arby's has them. I have them there. I buy them at the Renaissance Festival. Like, if they're there, I am eating them. Yeah.
Okay.
You guys, I love
Mac.
food
Speaking
so
of
much.
Mac and cheese, we got Stephen Mac in the building, and he says he snuck out of work to come enjoy the show. So let's not hold him up any further, Coach. Speaking of this schedule and the work schedule that we've got, let's bust it in half and let's take a look. Okay, go ahead.
Just real quick before I was talking about we wouldn't go game by game, but I did want to throw, for now,
just quick
record. I'm at 12. There's beatable teams here.
12-5. Okay.
We're headed right back to if we were a 12-win team the year before last, and I think we could have won 12 if Dak Prescott's healthy all year, along with some other unfortunate things. Yeah, we're not losing to. We're not losing to the Jets in Carolina, and we're not losing to New York even one time. We're not losing to Philadelphia both times. Yeah.
I'll go 11. Sam, where you at?
Hold on. I was trying to figure it out. Let me see.
Okay.
3, 4.
I can only not meet you at 12 because we're going to lose to Arizona at home. And I'm sure you don't have that one.
You're right. That's the one. Arizona finished last in the division.
I'm at, I think, 11-2.
Okay. No, you might be right, Coach. They might finish last in the league this year. They'll go 2-15. We'll be one of the two. Anyway.
But you did say it though. You said that over bet. It's 6.5 or 7. You said.
So right? Vegas has the Cowboys at 7.5 wins. That's easy money. We're going to win 8 games.
Steven 11. We're all sitting here now. No way, Chuck. I'm telling you, I think they did all the things they need to do. I have a lot of faith in the coaching staff. That's obviously
that's right.
That could swing 12 wins to 12 losses even. But at this point,
I forgot about that
until I see the team on the field. You remember last year we came out here and gave the score after the Cleveland game, which we won, and I was like, well, that was 78. I don't feel good once I saw the team. But as of now, I'm full of optimism.
Yeah, hopium, they call it. Like some good old hopium.
Nice. Okay. But yeah, let's cut it in half.
Yeah, let's cut it in half. Let's take a look at this and decide which is the half of least resistance. Okay, we got to do that. We got the home game split here. We got the away game split here.
Well, before we go here, let's do this. Home. 8-0 2 years ago. When we're 12
we were dominating at home.
2-7 last year. Right now, there's a lot of factors surrounding last year, some of which I just hit on. But so there was a time there 2 years ago where I went to a year and a half straight of Cowboys games. I think I went to 10 straight Cowboys games that we won at AT&T Stadium. So what kind of team are you going to be at home is a big part of it. But you guys go ahead and in terms of first glance, where the winnable games are. Give me your 12. I'll give them to you just a minute. Here, hang on. Before y'all go, I'll give them the losses. The losses are 1 to Washington, 1 to Philadelphia, Kansas City, Detroit, and my other loss was Green Bay.
Okay.
Ooh, I think instead of Green Bay, I think I had the Broncos.
Chuck, we're going to be a matchup nightmare. Okay. As far as what different team, here's the thing. Run game to speak of last year didn't exist until the second half of the season. And it's because people just started saying, take Cooper Rush away. Right. Because that was literally all we had was CeeDee Lamb and Cooper Rush. We didn't have a run game to speak of. So all of a sudden later in the season, you see the offensive line come together. You see Rico start to get 100 yards. What we did with the coaching staff this offseason was hire Brian Schottenheimer rather than one of these big name coaches. But yeah, I just butchered that almost. And so we changed the culture. He changed the vibe. It's a new era. It really is. Then he brings in Clayton Adams, one of the best run game coordinators in the league, and made him our offensive coordinator. And then brought in Connor Riley from K-State, who was arguably by most professionals in college sports, the offensive line guru. So you got a guy who's going to get you 4 yards of carry based on his offensive line scheme, and another offensive line coach who's going to get 120% out of every one of your offensive linemen every snap. Right. And so
that's the offensive line improvement stuff. Now the running back room, a completely new unit. Yes. I don't different than Rico Dowdle. Like, you don't know what Jaden Blue is yet, but you do know he's a home run hitter you didn't have on your team until the last time you could run it kind of okay when Tony Pollard would break one for 20 every so often. Miles Sanders is a Pro Bowler from 2 years ago, Rico Dowdle. So I have to say, even though somewhat unproven with the two rookies, that the running back room is also better. Maybe not as much better as the offensive line and the coaching staff and the game plan that we, the type of blocking that we're going to execute, but also that is better. So twofold. The run game, though, you took the answer though, and the run game is what gives me the most of the optimism.
And here's where maybe I can talk you guys off the 8 or 9 win cliff, right? We're hitting up Playmakers Week 4, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yes!
I see you there, buddy.
Saturday night at Playmakers, yeah.
That's right. And so maybe I could talk you guys off the 8 or 9 win cliff, right? Listen, we won 7 last year. No Dak Prescott for 9 of them. Okay. Let's say we have Dak. Boy, I'm just killing people's names today. Let's say we have Dak Prescott for those 9 games. We're not 1 or 2 wins more than the 7 we already were, right? So if you just look at that alone, Dak's healthy all season. We're 8 or 9 wins just based off that. Don't forget we were injury butchered last year. We were smashed on the injury board. Demo out, Nealon out, Micah out for weeks.
Don't
not
forget
only
we
that.
were 8. We Leon led it a game away.
Right, with somebody on the kick.
I'm not letting that go. That's 8,
Right, we're supposed to beat the Bengals and be 8, right, and be 8 wins. And then you add the quarterback, that's another game or 2 better. Then we actually designed a run game. We're going to have a run game by default this year because the coaches and the offensive line that we have. Right? You had just a plethora of running backs that we had 4 running backs. One of them got to be decent for us behind that line and those coaches. And then you add George Pickens to a Dak Prescott who now has a run game across from CeeDee Lamb and a speedy person like unpredictable offense. Unpredictable. Don't let Micah Parsons be healthy all year. You know what kind of defensive you have with Micah healthy as long as you have an offense. So I'm telling you guys, there's no way we win less than 9 games. No way. That's the floor. I know you guys are thinking 9 is the ceiling. I'm telling you right now, it's the floor.
9's the floor. I'm with you. All right, back to home versus away. Obviously, the more difficult teams look to be at home, but then you generally have that home field advantage. So,
yeah.
No, I got it. What did I say? Of those 2 road games? Was either one of those a loss?
The road game.
The Chargers at home.
Yeah, we'll flip that. We'll go 7-2 on the road,
Ooh.
which will afford us the 5-3 record at home that we're going to have.
Well, Mac made a good point. Detroit's going to have a lot of different coaches this year. Now, by the time we play them, they could have that figured out because they do have a hell of a roster. If those coaches get it right with the roster they have, right, they could be rolling by that week. But you do have a point there. Running back room is better because we didn't have anything last year. That's true, Chuck. We didn't have anything last year.
Therefore, we're better there, and the wide receiver room is better because George Pickens is better,
and the offensive line will be better.
Else is there. And these are facts. So that's better. That tells me the offense could be significantly better.
It's so hard to say our offensive line is going to be better when you lose somebody like Zach Martin, but we saw the decline last year. We all did. He did. He felt it. That's why the guy went ahead and retired. Max says Dez said he sent Stephen Jones a text about Nick Chubb. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I like Phil Maffa. Don't sleep on Phil Moffitt. I hated losing Jay
Big
Lou.
loss.
Yeah,
Coach hated
I
that
agree.
guy.
You can ask Landry. That was probably the one I was most mad about. When you have a guy who's considered the best slot corner in football, when somebody's considered the best at their position and what they do specifically, you don't let them get off your football team. It's hard in the season and you still have no DUD help. For sure.
Let's see away games. Like where we have to play. Chicago up north, but it's early, so that's not a weather issue. The Jets are early.
Right.
Only three of the games are weather issues, even though a running game is something that can help you in those situations. We're gonna have to eat up on the road. We're gonna have to go be road warriors. Because these home games are all losable, just like they are.
No, for sure. It does feel like the away schedule is easier, which is good. You want to win most of your road games, and then you want to be at least above 500 at home. So that's what I'm saying. If you think we can go at least 500 on those home games and then win one more of those, then you have to be at least 9-8 by default, right? That's what I'm saying. So maybe it's the floor, guys. Y'all just bear with us here. Bear with us.
Got to be road warriors.
Pickens is very risky. He quit on Pittsburgh
Clean
several times.
slate,
He quit on
new
his non-quarterback.
relationships,
That's
do
right.
everything. This is a fresh beginning for him. I am not doubting him one bit yet. I'm not going to, but definitely not yet.
Right. He quit on a team where every defense he faced, he was getting doubled and bracketed. Quarterbacks can't throw accurate balls to him. When they did give him 50-50 balls, he caught them.
I've been less optimistic before. Last season was a terrible off season, and we would have told you we were not excited. I did see. I was trying to fake, kind of fake optimism. I really believe in all the moves they made. I think they did a ton of right things. And if we were a 12-win team, and we don't know what last year's team was supposed to be, barring the chasm of different things that happened.
So before we get into the next segment, which is going to be recent history, we've got some history here. My grandpa thinks Brian Schottenheimer has full control. So if you look at your grandfather might be right, Kyle. And the reason I say that is because if you look at recent history, and the reason your grandfather feels that way is because he hasn't quite seen a season where Jones had coaches to hire and didn't go after somebody that's like a Mike McCarthy that's already had a ring on his hand. Even though it was long ago, Jones wanted a guy, right? I brought in the guy. He's a proven guy. Brian Schottenheimer was where everybody went, what?
Right.
It's not like they couldn't have had
it's not like they couldn't have had a bigger name. It's not like everyone said no to the Dallas Cowboys.
The Ben Johnsons, right? That's what I'm saying. The Ben Johnsons, everybody were out there. Jerry had money to pay. Coaches don't fit on the salary cap; they can be paid. So that wasn't the issue. He chose Schottenheimer and said, "Make my team better," and he did it to the sense of we're gonna let guys that have the wrong attitude. I'm burnt out. We're gonna let them go. We're going to bring in guys who love football, who want to give us every snap. It's a new culture, and you're right, Kyle. He does have control of this team.
Well,
the BB's already confirmed their attendance at the tailgate. They'll be out there. The BB family. Let's go.
We on those home games I was talking about, how they are the tougher games. That's what that's the majority of the games, if not all, that I'll be attending. So I'm going to need that to go the other way. It's just analysis from at this point. When y'all see me there on those weeks, you better know I'm gonna have every single reason we're gonna win every single game.
All right. Well, let's get into a little bit of did you know with some recent history. And did you guys know, Sam? You've got something that you would like to say about the recent history of the Cowboys? Maybe it concurs.
Yes, and then after this, I'm so sorry. I might have to go because my hands are a very little lot.
Understandable.
You can back out. Jimmy, give the 2 minute spill.
So real quick, the facts that I have are 21 years of no repeat winner in the NFC East.
Continuing.
Only 3 teams in history or play on Thanksgiving and Christmas, which you were just questioning about.
Right.
And then that's it. Sorry, I had to double check my other fact. Sorry. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys.
Get him taken care of.
No,
have a great night. Bye, guys.
Yeah, say bye to Sam later, guy. All right. Good deal. Yeah, she's got her handfuls there. We always appreciate her hard work and her help. You guys go hit up Slammin' Sammy on X on all your socials and tell Samantha a late Happy Mother's Day if you haven't already. You see she's got her handfuls, and just thank her like we will for putting in her hard work and being able to make herself available even while being a full-time mom. So with recent history, like Sam said, no division winner for 21 years, repeat division winner for 21 years. That's unique. And of course, you got the Steelers playing on Thanksgiving and Christmas 9 years ago, winning both of theirs. And then the Chiefs and Cowboys do it this year. So maybe one of these teams can win both of theirs. We'll see. Coach, what I like here is I don't like it, right? It's just unique to me. The premonition of the Kyler Murray game, while I do channel some energy, it's kind of a gut feeling too, because the young man Kyler Murray is undefeated at AT&T Stadium. And I don't just mean like the couple times he's played the Cowboys. I mean, in both times he played there in college and all the times he played there in high school.
3 state championships at Allen.
Right. He's from that area. He's from Allen. Every time he plays in that building, he's undefeated. And so until that gets proven wrong, he's like 7 or 8-0 in that building. I mean,
not only that, is his quarterback rating and like touchdown to interception ratio is pretty well through the roof.
Yeah, he plays great.
Only does his team win, he wins. Yeah,
he plays some of his best games in that building, and so I have to assume he's going to show up and do it again. So I don't know. I struggle with.
First time we're opening the season against the Eagles in a quarter century, 2000.
Wow.
And what I didn't look at, I wanted to, was who was playing quarterback that day, because that is Troy Aikman's final year.
Yeah, it would have been right.
It must have been him. So it would have been him, right? Because it's somewhere during the season he takes in, another concussion and kind of like think I'll write it out.
Yeah, because if it was 2000, we drafted Quincy Carter in the 2001 draft, so it would have been right before that.
I also wrote down that the field temp was 130 degrees that day, and it was the pickle juice game. I don't remember there being any banter about like, is it right that they can drink pickle juice? Just that Philadelphia was literally chugging, instead of Gatorade, it was pickle juice.
Wow.
Trying to survive the Texas heat. 130
survive
degrees
the cramps.
on opening day. 130 degrees on opening day.
You'll lose a whole defensive line to some cramps. Ask oh my goodness, I just drew a blank. It's like the 78 somebody. There's just a whole line went down. Like within a series, they were just cramp. Put a bunch of backups out there.
We've been talking about the tailgate and how excited we are for Green Bay. 5 straight losses to Green Bay dating back to 2017 when Des caught it.
Since that loss, we haven't won. We haven't beaten Green Bay.
5 straight losses against Green Bay. We watch a lot of soccer. That's how they keep form in soccer. They always show you a team's most recent 5 games. But if you saw ours against theirs, you think we can't win.
No, that's one of the reasons I was saying it was a big one to me. We have to beat Green Bay this year.
They're brutal. They're 3 of them are playoff losses, or 2 of them? 3 of them.
Well, Des Carter was a playoff loss. Dak's rookie year was a playoff loss, and 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, not last year. Yeah.
Yep.
You got any other ones that you found? Those are the 2 big ones I dug
up. No, here's some recent history, and we'll backtrack a little bit. So here's some history. Every year there's a stretch of games that I like to call, well, I used to call it something else, but this year I'll call it the Games of Thrones, right? It's Death Row. So if you'll bring that schedule back up for us, we've got the games here. And so I want to point out to you that we have our bye week 10, right? We come off that bye week. We're looking like we might be okay against Oakland, right? That's probably a winnable game on the road. Like you said, we got to be road warriors. So let's go to Vegas and put on a show and win that thing. Okay, especially coming off the loss against Arizona. Anyway, so let's win that. But then look, here we go. Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, who I'm telling you might even be either. Some people think they were a fluke last year. That team made Sam Darnold that good. JJ McCarthy is better than Sam Darnold. So just watch out still again this year for the Vikings. The Chargers, I don't like playing any of the Harbaugh brothers at all, ever. And then, of course, Washington on the road for Christmas. That stretch right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 6 games where come that time of the season, we might be looking at that 6 going, can we get out of here 500? And you might be looking at your own record at that point going, man, we better come out of here 4-2-5-1. Because don't think that week 17 game against Washington, where we're playing Washington and Philly's playing New York, and then the very next week we're playing New York, Washington's playing Philly. Don't act like those 2 weeks can't decide our place in the playoffs, the NFC East winner. That's 6 games from the Eagles to the Commanders is death row, man.
Hey, you're definitely on death row. You're definitely on it, and I don't think it's a secret. You know, I think almost any, especially at this point, this community of people watching us and other, you know, content creators that were diehard Cowboys fans. I think as soon as you see that, ooh.
It's tough.
Yeah,
Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, just
or it's an opportunity to steamroll your way into the playoffs through other playoff teams and not feel like a team that barely got there because they beat the teams that they had to beat and they got enough wins. But
that's right.
The contenders on the way in here, like you said, starting with Philadelphia at the beginning and headed out, you know, with a win against Washington.
That's right.
And a win on Thanksgiving against Kansas City. Oh, my total's going up already. I can feel the optimism.
Oh, right. Because if you do go under 500 in those games, if you go 2-4, the two better be Philly and Washington, because that's going to probably end up mattering. You know what I mean? That's so. But like I said, that's why I call it the Games of Thrones, because you'll come out of that 6-game stretch feeling like a peon or the king, one or the other. You know, you definitely can. Or you'll come out feeling like a, you know, just a regular old townsman with just 3-3. Who knows? But we'll see. We'll have a look. Thank you guys for being with us. It's been a fun show. I'm about to wrap it up here. Tell us what you guys think of this schedule, what you guys think of, you know, the half of least resistance, you know, where we're going with that. And so before we let you get up out of here and tell you to fan responsibly, your man Jimmy's going to give you the 2-minute rundown, or the 2-minute spiel, I like to call it. So our quarterbacks all the time deal with 2-minute drills. I'm going to give you the 2-minute spiel.
We running it off the clock, or are you going keeping time?
Yeah, I'll start the timer. Yeah, I'll start the timer. We'll get it going. If you got that screen, I got the timer. And I'm already going. I'm running a little behind. So, ladies and gentlemen, the 2-minute spiel as we get going here. Oh, wrong music. So, first, we changed it up. I'm already 15 seconds behind. I better get going. We changed it up, and instead of the kickoff, we got the game plan. So at the beginning of the show, we showed you the game plan. We laid it out. First was the kickoff. We kicked it off, finding out how everybody's week was going, finding out how Sam was, how Landry was, how you guys in the chat were. And then, of course, we backdoored it with Sammy Says It All. And Slam and Sammy told us the news, told us what to keep an eye out for, told us the sports stuff about the Dallas Stars, all the NBA playoff news you need to know. She was bringing it to us. And then Landry gave us some dates and some updates, all about camp, all about the Cowboys, you know, the different dates coming up and everything you need to watch for, what the Star We Are is going to have going on. So go rewind and check that out if you didn't. And then, of course, Jimmy called it. I called the top 5 premonitions of the 2025 season, where if you're a betting person, you can go look at a few of them, maybe lock it in, because I'm telling you right now, I channeled the energy of all the NFL greats, and they let me know some secrets. And then after halftime, we took a look at a nice little wrap-up video to wrap up the offseason, and then we got right into the schedule, took a look at the home games, took a look at the away games, the half of least resistance, what's the road to success? Is it on the road? Is it at home? How do we get it done? And then we took you a little walk through history, the history lane, and gave you some, you know, haven't beaten Green Bay in 5 straight games, haven't won a division back-to-back in 21 years, haven't played the Eagles at home like this for a quarter century, and we got beat up by them the last time we did, you know. So lots of history, lots of things. And then, of course, your man Jimmy J wrapped it up with the 2-minute spiel, rewinding the show just in case you tuned in late, letting you know all about it. And so Chuck says, let's meet up at the Vegas game. Kyle says, let's go Stars. Guys, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. What's that, Landry? I think it might have been a little muted there.
I was just agreeing with the Let's Go Stars. I just realized we're getting on to that.
Let's do that.
I had to wrap this show up.
That's it. We're about to go do that. Watch some dinner. I've been all over the place. We're going to eat some dinner. We're going to watch some hockey. That's what we're going to do. I might eat some hockey. I'm definitely going to eat some words because I've been slurring them all afternoon. Guys, again, it's the Star We Are Live. I'm your man, Jimmy J's hair. That is
Landry's Legend. You know,
Slam and Sammy tuned off already, but we'll be back with you probably Tuesday. We'll keep you updated. Make sure you go follow on all your social medias, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Again, Chuck, Kyle, thank you guys so much. Stephen, Mac, everybody for jumping in. Can't wait to see you guys out at some games. Can't wait to see you guys again next week right here on the show. And until then, always, always, always fan responsibly.
I'm a fan of the Star We Are.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cowboy.
And I'm Princess Angie, and you are tuned in to The Star We Are.
Hi, this is Jane Slater, and you are listening to The Star We Are.
Plugged in and switched on. This is the Star We Are live.